Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining our Power Metering and Monitoring webinar, The Future of Power Measurement. My name is Hannah Badeau, and I'm the Marketing and Communications Specialist here at Scomec. We just wanted to go over a few things before we get started. So today's webinar will be about a half hour long and gives a brief overview of our metering and monitoring solutions. We'll have some time at the end for Q&A. So please submit any questions that you have using the box on the right-hand side of your screen. We'll try and get to as many questions as we can, but if we can't get to your question during the session, a specialist will email you later to follow up. Our presenters today are Neil Sharma, the National Sales and Marketing Manager for Power Monitoring here at Scomec, and he will be accompanied by Julia Murphy, our Senior Technical Sales Support Engineer. Here's a quick overview of our topics for today. And for those of you who are just joining us, the webinar is going to be about a half hour long, and there'll be time at the end for questions. So now I'll pass it off to Neil to get us started.
All right. Thank you very much, Hannah. That was a lovely introduction, and welcome everyone to our presentation and webinar on power monitoring. Here we have some topics listed, but without any further delay, I'll just get started. So today's presentation is all about our power monitoring portfolio of products. So we'll get to know more about what we make in that portfolio. But to start with, I would like to cover and talk about Scomec first. Scomec is almost 100 years old French electrical manufacturer. We specialize in low voltage electrical products. With over 3,600 employees and 12 manufacturing sites, we serve our customers all around the world. We also invest about 10% of our revenue on R&D activities, bringing innovative products and solutions to our customers. Scomec has 4 major product lines. Our first line is AC and DC industrial switching products. These are of various types and sizes. Second, we have an excellent line of power monitoring products. We'll be focusing on this line in today's discussion. Then we also have power conversion products, mainly UPSs, from a few kVAs to about megawatt amp hours also. And last but not least, we have very innovative and modular energy storage product line. So let's get started with our power monitoring products. My first slide is focused around single point metering products. So Scomec's metering portfolio is really unique in the marketplace with our best in class, most innovative product portfolio. Let's first start about the single point metering products, and then we will migrate to others. These are your traditional style meters for single point applications where it is one load per meter, and you need to direct wire the control power, the voltage wires, the current transformers, and communication if there is any. Our single point meters are called the Dairis A or Dairis B, followed by a 2-digit number designation like 10, 20, or 30. And as the numbers increase, more features are available. So for more details, first, our Dairis A10. The Dairis A10 is a complete but basic power and energy meter which comes with or without communication. It is a DIN rail mountable meter. The A10 is suitable for applications that require reading basic electrical load, including voltage, current, frequency, power, and energy. The A10 is suitable for sub-feeder panels for various applications in industry, buildings, and so on. Then our A20 meter, which we offer in a flush mount style. It is similar to the A10 in features, but also has hot swappable modules. This is to add extra capabilities to the meter, such as output, pulse, or alarm, a communication port, or inputs and outputs. Sorry about that. I'll take a minute here just to get back to my slides. The A20 is suitable for flush mount on main incoming service for reading various electrical values. The next is our A30 meter. It is also a flush mount, but comes with deeper range of hot swappable modules, such as an Ethernet port, Profibus, memory, and temperature. The A30 is also suitable for large main services and provides deeper level of information on the load. All of these meters are used with traditional 5 amp secondary CTs. There is another option we have for single point applications. It is called DiRIS-B. This is typically used if you don't have a need for display and just want to send information via communication. The DiRIS-B meters have an optional display if you want to see these values locally. The DiRIS-B meters connect to the load using our smart sensors via RJ12 cables. The DiRIS-B meters come with 2 levels of functionality and have the ability to connect to 4 sensors and not only 3 in case metering of neutral current was desired. On our next slide, we will talk about our new A40 meters. So let's get started there. So far, the most innovative product created by Scomec is the DiRIS A40. A40 is also a flush mount product and has many electrical parameters to display on a high resolution local display, as well as various communication options. At Scomec, we wanted to make the use of installation of meter more simple and safer. So the DiRIS A40 connects to our smart current sensors with the RJ12 cables and connectors. The simple plug and play feature saves time installing the meter because you no longer have to direct wire the current sensor, which also minimizes installation errors. The total accuracy of our DiRIS A40 and the current sensors is class 0.5. The DiRIS A40 also comes with a very innovative configuration wizard that allows the user to configure the product by following simple menu-driven screen instructions. The DiRIS A40 has many built-in communication options like an Ethernet and an RS-485 port and so on. The DiRIS A40 also offers embedded web server that allows the user to access the instrument and its values remotely with an IP address and a web browser. In total, a very innovative, very new and nice package. Next, now let's talk about Scomec's range of multi-circuit metering products. Our range is called DiRIS DigiWare. One of the top of the slide, you can see that the traditional style meters where you have the direct wire connected to voltage, the control power, the communication, and the current sensors. These are single point meters, so you need to wire all for every load you want to monitor, which can become tedious and is very space consuming. So what Scomec did was we modularized this and made everything more simple for multi-circuit applications. Now you only need to wire the control power, the communication, and the voltage once. Then the current modules are connected to the current sensors via the RJ12 cable. So no more direct wiring of the current sensors, which minimizes wiring errors. The modules connect together via an RJ45 cable. With the DigiWare, we have the capability of accessing the data remotely via web server. This web server called WebView is embedded in our D70 displays or the DiRIS M communication gateways. For applications requiring multiple loads, DiRIS DigiWare is simple to install, accurate, and saves a bunch of space. In this image here, you can see how the setup would be if someone wanted a web server and a display. The display D70 here has an embedded web server and then connects to the voltage module, current module, or many current modules, DigiWare S module, if there was one, and I/O modules with RJ45 cables. So again, this is This is an example where the customer needs a display and a remote access to the measurements. All of these modules are plug and play, very small, and come with easy to connect USB ports, the status monitoring LEDs, and so on. The DigiWare modules, which form a power monitoring system, come in different style suitable for various applications. In the following slides, let's learn a few details about these different types of modules. First, let's look at the multi-point displays that we offer. There are two types of displays, the Dyrus D50 and the Dyrus D70. These displays also provide the power supply to the DigiWare bus. You simply connect a 24-volt DC power supply to the display, which means that there is no longer dangerous voltage at the door of the panel. With the traditional style meters, you bring the voltage and the power supply to the panel door. The displays have multiple protocols such as industry standard Modbus, BACnet, and used in buildings, and SNMP. The displays are also equipped with cybersecurity features, ensuring that there is secure access available to your data. The main difference between the D50 and the D70 is that the D50 has embedded web config, which allows you to configure the products such as the profile, the devices, diagnosis, and cybersecurity. The D70, in addition, has embedded web view, which allows the configuration and also visualization of the data using any web browser. D70 can also log and store the data for a large number of electrical values for multiple connected loads. So those are our displays. For applications without the need of a screen or a display, but there is a need for visualization of the data remotely, we have the Dyrus M50 and the M70 gateways. The features of the Dyrus M are the same as the Dyrus D, so the D50 and the M50 will have the same features as the D70 and the M70. The only difference between the two is that one is with display and one is the communication gateway only. So the same 24-volt DC power supply, same communication protocols, webcam config for M50, WebView for the M70, and the cybersecurity features. So basically, we offer either a display with those capabilities or without a display, just a DIN rail mounted web server, which allows you to get the access to the data remotely. The Dyrus U modules is our voltage measurement module. As you go up in number from 10, 20, 30, you have more features available. So as you can see in this picture, it's a small DIN rail mountable module, and it comes with different digits for different designations. The Dyrus U module is DIN rail mounted, so there is no dangerous voltage coming to the door. There is one voltage module per voltage source. So for a whole system, for a whole fan, you only need to wire the voltage just once. So depending on the application, you can select different types of voltage module, providing you with the different levels of functionality. Next, let's talk about Scomec's I module, or the current modules. These are our current modules. These connect to current sensors via the RJ12 cables, again avoiding wiring errors and making it easy to connect, and they also connect to the DigiWare bus. We have several options for these I modules. The I3 modules have 3 slots for current sensors, meaning you can measure 3 single-phase loads or 1 3-phase load. With the I4 modules, you can measure 4 single-phase loads or 1 3-phase load with neutral. And then the I6 modules, where you can measure 6 single-phase loads or 2 3-phase loads. As the second number increases, so does the features. So depending on the application and number of loads required to be metered, different types of modules can be chosen. Next in line is our most innovative and very compact metering module called DigiWare S. Here we have actually merged 3 of the 63 amps current sensors and a DigiWare current module. With that, we have combined functionality of current sensors and the metering modules themselves. As you can see in this picture, the DigiWare S modules are aligned for the pitch of the breakers and installed that the load-bearing wire can pass through its 3 openings. The DigiWare S then connects to a current module for the main and a voltage module completing the DigiWare bus. All the modules are connected together with easy-to-use plug-and-play RJ45 cables. DigiWare S is very accurate and can monitor multiple branch circuit loads without the need of a separate section or an enclosure. So everything is inside the panel. The Dyrus DigiWare range of modules also has 2 types of I/O modules. We have one of the digital inputs and the other one for analog inputs. These modules bring in values from a variety of meters such as gas, water, or BTU, and even temperature. With these modules, DigiWare becomes a complete modular metering system for various applications. Scomec also proudly manufactures and offers a whole range of innovative current sensors for our metering products. As you can see, each of our meters and our current sensors have RJ12 cable ports. That's how the meters are connected to these sensors. We have 3 types of these sensors: the TE or the solid core sensors, the TR or the split core sensors, and the TF, which is the Rogowski coil sensors. Our current sensors operating range is from 0.1 amps to about 7,200 amps. We also certify our accuracy to be 0.5% for this entire operating range. Our current sensors, like others, are also sensitive for polarity. But if installed with reverse polarity, user can easily change the direction in our configuration software. And that is to avoid the need to remove the sensors and rewire the system. I would like to invite Julia Murphy, our technical support engineer, to cover rest of the slides. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Neil, and hi, everyone. Like he said, I'm Julia Murphy, and in the next few slides, I will be discussing some of our groundbreaking technologies that are embedded in our power monitoring and metering products. These technologies allow for greater simplicity and performance for all applications. The 3 technologies we will discuss are PreziSense, Virtual Monitor, and AutoCorrect. So with these technologies, you will have access to key features that enhance the measurement system and creates an easier to install and use system. So available with all of our power monitoring and metering product is the PreziSense technology. So in the image on the left, you can see the traditional style meter and the 5 amp current transformers. This meter has an accuracy class of 0.5, and then the current transformers have an accuracy class of 0.5. So together, their accuracy on the global measurement chain is class 1, and that's without taking into account the length of the CT lead wires. Then on the image on the right, you can see the Scomec meter and our current sensors that have this PreziSense technology embedded. So this means that we guarantee a global accuracy of class 0.5, which includes the meter, the current sensors, and the wires between them. So the PreziSense technology really ensures 100% reliable accuracy across the entire measurement chain. And with this technology, you are guaranteed the accuracy of your global measurement chain, you have reliable measurements, and relevant correction actions. So the next technology I will discuss is the AutoCorrect technology. So in this slide on the left is a traditional style meter, again, connected to 5 amp current transformers. When you install these devices, you can tell you can't tell that there's incorrect wiring, but the only way you can tell that is if you get wrong measurements. So in order to fix this issue, you need to determine the incorrect wires, disconnect the meter, and rewire the complete meter to fix that incorrect measurements. As you know, this can be very time consuming and tedious to install, but with the Scomec product, we created a metering monitoring product that makes installation and wiring easier. So on the right-hand side of the slide, you can see the Scomec meter with our ITR current sensors with the embedded autocorrect technology. So this technology enables the detection and software correction of wiring errors, such as connection of a current sensor on the wrong phase. So our Darius A40 or a Darius I associated with the ITR current sensors, or our Darius S, will detect an incorrect voltage current association between the voltage measurement and the current measurement. So as a result, a system alarm will go off on the device, and then it will, with just one click, you can correct the wiring errors without having to disconnect or rewire anything. So this autocorrect technology really ensures that the equipment is wired correctly at all times and you avoid any time-consuming on-site adjustments. Then lastly, I will discuss the virtual monitor technology. So again, on the left-hand side of the slide is the traditional style meters and current transformers. When using the traditional style meters, you will need additional hardware in order to have an advanced real-time monitor on your protective devices. But however, with the Scomec Darius A40 or the Darius DigiWare I associated with the ITR current sensors, or our Darius S, we have the virtual monitor technology that offers an advanced real-time monitoring of protected devices without the need of an auxiliary contact. The Scomec product will monitor the position, either open or close, trip, monitor the trip information and the operation and trip counters of the protective device. The Scomec meters will also detect alarms on the opening or the defect of the protective device, or they will detect the operation and trip counters exceeding the configured thresholds that you set. So visualization of the protective devices is also available on our displays or on our embedded web server called WebView. Overall, the virtual monitor technology gives you access to the real-time monitoring of your protected devices without needing any additional hardware or wiring. Now to the key benefits of Scomec. So just to summarize, the Scomec power monitoring and metering solution consists of compact and innovative products that were created to give you ease of installation and usage, accurate data, and a customizable solution. With our simple plug-and-play cables, we cut installation time in half and minimize the common wiring errors you may have seen with traditional style meters. The DigiWare is also extremely compact and can measure and monitor several loads in just a small space. Our global accuracy class, as I mentioned a few slides ago, is 0.5, which guarantees accurate measurements of the loads from 2 to 120% of the nominal current for the entire system. We also have a large variety of product allowing our offering to cover AC and DC applications and to be customized to fit any of your needs. Scomec has the most complete multi-circuit metering and monitoring system on the market, and it can be easily expanded as more loads are added to your application. So if you would like to learn more about the product, we have a variety of resources available. You can find videos regarding the 3 technologies that I discussed and a video on the complete Darius DigiWare range on our YouTube channel. We also have a variety of documentation available on our website that you can review, like technical notes, white papers, brochures, and more. So if you would like more information, please don't hesitate to contact us. And now we'd like to answer some questions that we received in the chat.
Thanks, Julia. All right, so let's get to some of the questions. It looks like the first question is there an RJ9 on the M70 so you can add a monitor as needed?
Hi, thanks, Hannah. So no, the M50 and the M70 gateways do not have the ability to connect to a display. Our traditional I-45 or I-40 modules do have that facility available, but the M50 and the M70 do not have that.
Okay, our next question is, what is the max distance between meter display and the UIO remote modules?
Yeah, so interesting. The meter display itself can be really far off from the main bus, and the reason is that it works on RS-485, which has like really 1,000-meter limit. So you can really go far if you wanted to place your display quite away from the main bus. You just have to remember that the power supply, which is attached to the display, it has to be repeated in between. So we have repeater modules that can do the job.
Okay, next, what is four-quadrant energy?
Yep, so four quadrant energy is really the bidirectional energy where you actually register the import and the export of energy from a panel. So most of our meters that we discussed today, you can actually register the flow of energy on both directions, and that's how they are all four quadrant.
Great.
Okay.
So we are getting quite a few questions now, so we'll try and answer a few more. The next question is, do you offer any DC metering solutions for 1000 volts to 1500 VDC?
That's a very interesting question. In fact, in today's webinar, we have not covered absolutely everything we have in our DigiWare range. We have a very good range of DC modular DigiWare products. So you basically can monitor all the voltage, current, and power on DC for up to 1500 volts. That is correct. So yes, we do have that capability within the DigiWare range.
Okay, we'll do about 2 or 3 more questions, and then I think we'll have to wrap it up and we'll answer them at a later time. But what is the maximum number of current transformers that can be measured by DigiWare?
Yes, so each module that we have has a limit of the number of current transformers or sensors, as we call it, attached to it. So our I3 modules have 3 input from the current sensor, so strictly 3 sensors. And then we have I4s, which can take 4 modules, or I6 that can take 6 modules. But really, there is no practical limit to how many such modules you can have in a chain. It really depends on how quickly you want information back from those modules. So people prefer to break those in daisy chains and then connect to a server. But we have a limit of 32 modules on one of our display products. But beyond that, you can actually connect to a Modbus master a very large number of modules. Next question, Hannah.
Okay, I think we probably have time for one more. So can we trigger an output signal based on a temperature that goes over the set point?
Yes, we can absolutely have our input-output modules create and display alarms for temperature, and that is really user selectable based on their preference. Next.
Okay. Sorry, one more question. Is your instrumentation CSA and UL certified up to 600 VAC?
So we do have a UL, CUL, which conforms to CSA certification, but most of our products currently do not support up to 600 volts AC, but we have some plans to bring in more products in there.
Okay, I think that is all the time that we have for questions today. We'll be following up with the webinar with a copy of the presentation, as well as an answer to your question if you didn't get an answer at the end of the webinar today. We want to thank you all for attending. And if you have any more questions, we would love to hear from you. So we'll leave this up on the screen. If you have any questions, feel free to email us or give us a call. But have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you in the next webinar.